My name is Elham. I'm 28 years old. In my country, everything needs permission. You want to go outside? Permission. You want to work? Permission. You want to breathe free air? Permission. Always someone must say yes or no for you. Always a man's signature on paper. Always waiting for approval, like a child waiting for candy. I tell you my story because maybe you can understand what it means to be a woman in a place where your life does not belong to you, where your body is not yours, where your dreams must fit inside the small box that men build around you. Let me start from the beginning, from when I still believed life could be simple and good. When I was 20 years old, I got married. My husband, he was 33, a good man, not a rich man, but a good one. He worked in a legal office near Vanak Square in Tehran, helping people with their documents, with their paperwork. You know this kind of work? Not exciting, not important to most people, but necessary. He helped old people with their property papers, helped young couples with their marriage documents. Small salary, but honest work, clean work. He would come home tired but satisfied, saying he helped someone today, he solved someone's problem. We lived in an apartment in Tehran, not in the expensive part, but in a middle area where working people live. Our apartment was on the 4th floor of a building that always smelled like someone was cooking. The elevator only worked half the time, so we walked up the stairs most days. 2 rooms only, bedroom and living room that connected to a small kitchen. We had a window that looked out at another building just like ours, so close you could almost touch it. In the morning, sunlight would come in for maybe 1 hour, and that was the best time of day. Every morning I would wake up before him and make tea. Black tea, very strong with sugar cubes. I would put the kettle on the stove. We had one of those old gas stoves that you have to light with a match, and I would wait for the water to boil. The sound of boiling water, the smell of tea, these small things made me feel like a real wife, like I was building a real life. We would sit together at our small table, the one with the wobbly leg that we put folded paper under to make it stable, and we would drink tea and talk about the day ahead. He would tell me about which clients he had to see. I would tell him about my plans, maybe go to the market, maybe visit my mother, maybe clean the apartment. We talked about having children someday. Not right away, we said. First, we wanted to save money, make our life more secure. We talked about opening a small shop for stationery, pens, notebooks, paper for students, greeting cards, things like that. There was a space near the university that we looked at sometimes when we walked by. We would stand outside and imagine our shop there, with a bright sign, with shelves full of colorful things. My husband would say, "Someday, Elham, someday we will have this." And I believed him. I believed in someday. Small dreams, yes, but they were our dreams. And isn't that what makes life good? Not big things, but the small dreams you build with someone you love. 4 years we lived like this. 4 years of being a wife, of making tea in the morning, of waiting for him to come home in the evening, of planning our future. 4 ordinary years that I did not know were precious until they were gone. Then he got sick. At first we thought maybe it was just flu. He was tired all the time, kept saying he needed to rest more. Then he started getting fevers. Then he lost weight, even though he was eating. I told him to go to the doctor, but you know how men are. They always say, tomorrow, I'm fine. Finally, I insisted. I went with him to the clinic near our house. The doctor ran tests, blood tests, more tests, sent us to a specialist at the hospital. The specialist was a serious man with gray hair and glasses, sitting behind a big desk covered with papers and files. He looked at the test results for a long time before he looked at us. Then he said words I did not understand, medical words in Farsi that sounded like a foreign language. Something about blood cells, about disease in the bone marrow. He said it very calmly, like he was talking about the weather, but his eyes were sad. My husband asked, "Can you fix it?" The doctor said, "We can try treatment." But this is advanced. You should have come sooner. Treatment meant hospital visits, medicine that cost so much money we had to borrow from family, injections that made him sick and weak. He kept working at first, kept going to the office because we needed the salary, but soon he was too weak. He had to stop. I watched him get thinner and thinner. His face became like a different face, all bones and shadows. His hands that used to hold mine so firmly became weak, cold, fragile like bird bones. 2 months from the diagnosis to his death. 2 months of watching him disappear piece by piece, of sleeping in hospital chairs, of praying prayers that did not get answered, of making bargains with God that God did not accept. He died on a Thursday afternoon. I was holding his hand. The machine that showed his heartbeat made a long continuous sound, and nurses came running, but I already knew. I felt him go. One moment he was there, the next moment just a body, an empty shell. The person I loved, gone. After he died, our apartment became like a tomb. You know this feeling? When someone dies, the space they lived in becomes haunted, not by ghost, but by memory. Every corner reminded me of him. His chair at the table where he used to sit reading the newspaper. His shoes still by the door, because I could not bring myself to throw them away. His clothes still in the closet, still smelling like him. His coffee cup, the one with the small chip on the rim that he always used. Everything stayed exactly where he left it, like a museum of our life. Together, I would wake up in the morning and for 1 second forget he was gone. I would start to make 2 cups of tea before remembering. Only one now. Only me. People came after the funeral. So many people. Family, neighbors, his colleagues from work, people I did not even know. They filled our small apartment with their noise and their tears and their casseroles and their prayers. They said all the things people say when someone dies. He is in a better place now. God needed him more. At least he is not suffering anymore. You must be strong. Time will heal. All these words that mean nothing, that do not help, but people say them anyway, because what else can you say to someone whose heart is broken? Many people told me, "You are still young. You can marry again. Don't worry, you will find another husband." Like my husband was a broken appliance that I could replace. Like grief has an expiration date. Like love can be recycled. My mother said this. My aunt said this. Even his mother said this, which hurt the most. "You are only 24, she said. "You have your whole life ahead. You will marry again. You will have children. You will be happy." But I was not ready. My heart was still buried with him. My dreams were still in that funeral ground. I was still making tea for 2 people, even though I was alone. I still turned in bed at night expecting to find him there. I still listened for his key in the door at 6 o'clock in the evening. I thought maybe I needed time. Maybe I could heal slowly like a broken bone heals. Maybe after some months or a year, I could think about the future. Maybe I could make a small life by myself. Get a job, save money, live quietly. I did not need another husband, I thought. I could survive alone. Iran had changed a little bit, I told myself. Women could work now, could have their own life. I would be that kind of woman, independent, strong, alone, but okay. I was stupid to think this, I was naive. I did not understand yet that in Iran, a woman alone is always in danger. A woman without a man to protect her is like an open target. I did not understand this until it was too late. My father owns a construction business, not a big company, not like the major developers, but a decent business. He builds small apartment buildings, renovates old houses, does commercial work sometimes. He started this business when he was young and worked very hard to make it successful. Now he is getting old, in his late 60s with white hair and a bad back from years of physical work. He cannot work on the construction sites anymore. Mostly he stays in the office, looking at plans, meeting with clients, managing money. My brother works with him. Actually, my brother has become the real boss now. Father still owns the company, but brother runs everything. Brother is 12 years older than me, married with 3 children, living in a big house in a better neighborhood than mine. He builds apartment buildings mostly, 6 or 7-story buildings for middle-class families. And he knows many people in real estate business, investors, property dealers, men with money who are always looking for opportunities to make more money. Construction business in Tehran is very connected to money and power and deals. It is not just about building, it is about connections, about knowing the right people, about doing favors and receiving favors. My brother is good at this. He knows how to talk to rich men, how to make them trust him, how to make deals that benefit everyone. One evening, about 6 months after my husband died, my brother came to my apartment. This was unusual. He did not usually visit me. We were not close. He was much older, and when I was growing up, he was already an adult with his own life. But that evening he came, bringing pastries from an expensive bakery, acting friendly and concerned. We sat in my small living room. I made tea. He ate the pastries. I could not eat. My stomach was always tight those days. And he asked me how I was doing. Was I okay? Did I need money? Was the apartment too much for me to manage alone? I said I was managing fine. Thank you for asking. Then he leaned back on the sofa, got comfortable, and said, I have been thinking about your situation, Elham. Something about his tone made me nervous. The way he said your situation, like it was a problem that needed solving. What situation? I asked. You are a young widow, living alone. This is not good for you. Not good for the family either. People talk. What do people say? He waved his hand dismissively. You know how people are. A young woman alone. They wonder about her character, her behavior. It reflects on all of us. My face got hot. My character is fine. My behavior is fine. I am grieving my husband. I know, he said quickly, like he was calming a child. I am not criticizing you. I am trying to help you. I have a solution. That word, solution, like I was a mathematical problem. He told me about his colleague, a man who works in property development, 42 years old, divorced once, financially successful, looking for a wife. My brother had told him about me, shown him my photo apparently, and this man was interested. He is a good match, my brother said. Stable, mature, good income. He could take care of you. You could have a proper life again. I sat there holding my teacup, feeling like the room was tilting. I am not ready to marry again, I said quietly. I am still mourning. It has been 6 months. That is not long enough. How long is enough? 1 year, 2 years? Elham, you cannot mourn forever. Life continues. You are 24 years old. You should have children. You should have a husband to protect you. What is your plan? To live alone forever? Maybe. I do not know yet. I need time to figure it out. His face changed. The friendly expression disappeared. This is not just about you, he said. His voice got harder. This is about the family. This marriage would be good for business, good for all of us. Father agrees with me. You talked to father about this already? Of course. He thinks it is a good idea. Actually, he wanted me to come talk to you. He thinks you should say yes. I felt trapped suddenly, like walls were closing in. I want to talk to father myself. Talk to him. He will tell you the same thing. After brother left, I sat for a long time in the dark. I did not turn on the lights. I just sat there thinking about what he said, about this man I had never met who supposedly wanted to marry me, about my brother showing my photo around, like I was merchandise for sale. I called my father the next day. He answered in his rough voice, always sounding slightly irritated even when he was not. I asked him about the marriage proposal. Your brother told you? He said, yes. So? What do you think? I think I am not ready, father. I think I need more time. Silence on the other end. Then he said, time for what? Time to become an old woman? Time to become a burden on the family? This is a good opportunity, Elham. You should take it. But I do not know this man. I do not love him. Love, he said, like the word tasted bad in his mouth. Love comes after marriage. Respect comes after obedience. You think your mother loved me when we got married. She learned to love me. That is how it works. Times are different now. Times are not so different. A woman needs a man. A woman alone is vulnerable. I am trying to protect you. By forcing me to marry someone I do not know, his voice got louder. Nobody is forcing you. We are guiding you. This is what family does. Your brother thinks this is good. I think this is good. Why do you argue? Where is your respect? Where is your obedience? That word, obedience, like I was a dog that needed training. I need to think about it, I said. Think quickly, he said and hung up. After that conversation, things changed. My brother started calling me more often. Then he started visiting without warning, just showing up at my door, with father sometimes. They would sit in my apartment, drinking my tea, eating my food, talking about the same thing. About this man who wanted to marry me, about how good this would be for everyone, about family honor, about duty, about what people would think if I refused. Father would say, a woman who does not listen to her family is a woman without honor. Brother would say, you are being selfish. This is bigger than your feelings. And always underneath their words was a threat. Not spoken clearly, but there, like a shadow in the corner. What will happen if you keep refusing? What will we do with you? They started controlling other things too. Brother asked for my spare key to the apartment. He said it was for safety, in case something happened and I needed help. But I knew he wanted to be able to check on me, to come in when I was not there. I refused to give him the key at first, but father insisted. Why are you being difficult? He is your brother. He cares about you. So I gave him the key, and after that, I never felt safe in my own home. Sometimes I would come back from the market and things would be slightly moved. My laptop would be in a different position. My phone bill appeared on the table, open, like someone had looked through it. Brothers started asking me where I went, who I talked to. When I visited my mother, he would call and ask why I was there, what we discussed. When I went to the market, he would want to know which market, why that one, how long I stayed. It was suffocating, like slowly drowning, where you can still breathe, but each breath is harder than the last one. I felt like I was losing ownership of my own life. Every day the cage got smaller. Every day I had less freedom, less air, less space to be myself. I tried to stay calm, tried to think of a plan, tried to figure out how to escape this trap. But I did not know how. Where could I go? What could I do? In Iran, family is everything. If you go against family, you are alone in the world. Then I met the woman who changed everything. She lived in the building next to mine, an older woman, maybe in her 50s. I had seen her before in the neighborhood, always wearing proper hijab, always quiet, always respectful. She had a kind face, gentle eyes. We would nod to each other when we passed on the street, the way neighbors do. One day, I was sitting on the steps outside my building, just sitting there because I did not want to go back inside my apartment, where everything reminded me of loss and pressure. She came by carrying heavy bags from the market, struggling a little. I stood up and helped her carry the bags to her door. She thanked me, and then she said, "Would you like to come in for tea?" I had nowhere else to be, no reason to refuse, so I said yes. Her apartment was small like mine, but felt completely different. It was full of light somehow, even though the windows were not bigger. She had plants on the windowsill, green and alive. She had colorful cushions on her sofa, books on shelves, photos of places I did not recognize, It felt like a home where someone actually lived, not a tomb where someone was just existing. We drank tea and talked about small things, the weather, the neighborhood, the market prices, normal conversation. But there was something about her, something calm and peaceful, that I could not explain. She did not seem worried or stressed or afraid, even though she was a woman, living alone, even though she was older without a husband or children visiting. She seemed content. That was the word, content. I started visiting her more often. Once a week, then twice a week, we would drink tea and talk. She was a good listener. She never judged me, never gave advice I did not ask for, never told me what I should do. She just listened. After a few weeks, I told her about my brother, about the pressure to remarry, about feeling trapped. I needed to tell someone, and I could not tell my mother because my mother would agree with father. I could not tell my friends because most of my friends were married with children now, busy with their own lives, and besides, they would probably think I was being stubborn and foolish to refuse a good marriage proposal. But this woman, she listened to everything, and then she said something I did not expect. "There is a different kind of freedom," she said softly, "a freedom that nobody can take away from you." "What do you mean?" I asked. She looked at me carefully, like she was deciding whether to tell me a secret. Then she said, "I mean, the freedom that comes from knowing you are loved unconditionally, not for what you do, not for who you obey, but just for who you are. But that does not exist," I said. "Everyone has conditions for their love. Everyone wants something from you." She smiled, a small, sad smile. That is what I thought too for many years. Then I learned about a different kind of love. A father who does not control you, who does not own you, who gives you choice. I did not understand what she meant at first. I thought she was speaking metaphorically, talking about some philosophy or some therapy idea. But she kept talking, very carefully, very quietly, and slowly I realized she was talking about something else, something dangerous. "I prayed to Jesus," she said finally, almost in a whisper. My whole body went cold. I looked at the door, made sure it was closed, made sure nobody could hear. "That is..." I did not even know what to say. In Iran, converting from Islam to Christianity is one of the most dangerous things you can do. It is apostasy. It is punishable by law. People go to prison for this. People disappear for this. She saw the fear on my face. "Do not worry," she said. "I know how to be careful. I have been like this for 5 years. Nobody knows except a few people I trust. I am telling you because I think you need to hear this. I think you are looking for something you cannot find in the life they want to give you." We sat in silence for a while. My tea got cold. Outside, I could hear traffic noise, someone yelling, normal city sounds. But inside that apartment felt like a different world. "Tell me," I said finally. "Tell me about this Jesus." And she did. She told me stories from a book she kept hidden, wrapped in cloth, inside a box under her bed. Stories about women, so many stories about women. A woman at a well who had 5 husbands and everyone in her town hated her. But Jesus talked to her like she mattered, like she was worth his time. A woman caught in adultery who men wanted to kill by throwing stones at her. But Jesus protected her and told the men, "Whoever has not sinned, throw the first stone." And all the men left because all of them had sinned. A woman who was bleeding for 12 years and spent all her money on doctors who could not help her. But she touched Jesus' clothes and was healed immediately. These stories were different from anything I had heard before. In mosque, the imam never talked about women like this. Women in our religious teachings were always in the background, always needing to be controlled, always potential sources of shame and fitna, temptation, corruption. But in these stories, Jesus saw women, talked to women, healed women, defended women, treated them like full human beings. He was not afraid of women, she said. He did not see us as property or as danger. He saw us as people. I went back to her apartment many times after that. Each time she would tell me more. She would read to me from her hidden book, translating to Farsi when the words were difficult. She would explain things I did not understand. She would answer my questions, and I had so many questions. If Jesus was good, why did Muslims say Christians were wrong? If this God loved everyone, why did he let bad things happen? If this was truth, why was it illegal in my country? Why did we have to hide? She did not have answers to everything, but she never pretended to. I do not understand everything, she said. I just know that this faith gave me peace I never had before. It gave me freedom inside my heart, even though outside I still have to be careful, still have to wear hijab, still have to pretend sometimes. Then one day, maybe 2 months after we started meeting, she told me she was leaving. Leaving where? I asked. Leaving Iran. I am going to Turkey, and from there, I will apply for asylum in Europe. I felt panic rise in my chest. She was the only person who understood me, the only person I could talk to honestly. But why? You have life here. You have job. She worked as a seamstress, making clothes for women in the neighborhood. I cannot stay anymore, she said. It is too dangerous. Someone is asking questions about me. Someone saw me with a Bible, I think. Or maybe someone reported me. I do not know. But I feel it is time to go before something bad happens. She told me she had a contact, someone who helped believers cross the border safely, not human smugglers. Those were dangerous and expensive, but a network of people who helped each other, who arranged safe passage. You could come with me, she said. I could help you. You could start a new life, free from your brother, from the marriage pressure, from all of it. For a moment I was tempted. For a moment I imagined it, crossing the border, going to a new country, starting over completely. But then fear came. Big fear. I thought about all the stories I had heard about people trying to escape Iran illegally. People who got caught at the border and went to prison. People who got lost in the mountains and died. People who made it across but then got deported back and punished. Women who trusted smugglers and got raped or sold. I am afraid, I said. I know, I am afraid too. But I am more afraid of staying. I cannot, I said. I am sorry. I want to, but I cannot. Maybe I can manage my family. Maybe I can find a way to make them understand. Maybe it will be okay. She looked at me with sad eyes, like she knew something I did not know yet. I hope you are right, she said. But if you change your mind, if you need help, here is a number. She wrote a phone number on a small piece of paper. This person can help you cross. Keep it safe. Keep it hidden. I took the paper and put it in my purse, thinking I would never use it. She left 1 week later. I helped her pack her bags. I walked with her to the taxi that would take her to the bus station. We hugged, and she whispered in my ear, "May Jesus protect you." After she left, I felt more alone than ever. 3 months passed. 3 months of my brother increasing the pressure, of father getting more angry each time I refused, of feeling the cage getting smaller and smaller. The marriage proposal was still there, waiting for my answer. The man had even sent me gifts, expensive perfume, a gold bracelet, things I did not want from someone I did not know. Then one evening, I came home early from visiting my mother. I had told brother I would be gone all evening, but I came back early because I did not feel well. I walked quietly up the stairs. The elevator was broken again, and as I reached my floor, I heard voices from inside my apartment, my brother's voice and my father's voice. They were inside my apartment, using the key I had been forced to give them. I stood outside my door, frozen, listening. "We have been patient too long," my brother was saying. "She is not going to say yes willingly. We need to take action." "What do you suggest?" Father's voice, tired, frustrated. "We report her for yukuku, disobedience. We say she is refusing family guidance, acting dishonorably, bringing shame. The court will force her to obey or they will punish her." My blood turned to ice in my veins. "That is extreme," Father said, but his voice did not sound like he disagreed, just like he was considering it. "What choice do we have? She embarrasses us. People are asking questions. Why is your daughter refusing such a good match? What is wrong with her? What is she hiding? It makes us all look bad. It hurts my business relationships. It is time she learned respect." "And if she gets sent to prison?" "It will not be for long, just enough to teach her a lesson, to show her that disobedience has consequences. Then she will come out more cooperative, more understanding of her duty." Father was quiet for a long moment. Then he said, "Let me think about it. Give her one more week to decide. If she still refuses, we will do what we must do." They left shortly after, walking past me without seeing me, because I had pressed myself against the wall in the dark hallway. I waited until I heard their footsteps go down the stairs, waited until I heard the building door close before I went into my apartment. My hands were shaking so hard I could barely get the key in the lock. Inside, I sat on the floor and tried to breathe. My own family, my own blood. They were planning to report me to the authorities for the crime of saying no, for the crime of wanting to choose my own life. I did not sleep that night. I sat with my laptop and searched for information about Yukuk cases, about what happened to women accused of disobeying their families. I found forums where people talked in careful language, never using real names, always afraid. I found news articles about cases that had gone public. I found horror stories, and I found information about Karchak Women's Prison. Karchak is in the desert outside Tehran, in Varamin. It is where they send women who the government considers problematic. Political prisoners, protesters, women accused of crimes against morality, women who disobey. I read everything I could find. Testimonies from women who survived it. Reports from human rights organizations. Leaked documents. Each piece of information made me more terrified. The prison was built for 500 women, but holds more than 2,000. Women sleep on the floor because there are not enough beds. In winter, there is no heat, and the desert gets very cold at night. Women sleep in their clothes, huddled together for warmth, on concrete floors. In summer, there is no air conditioning, and the temperature inside the cells reaches 45 degrees Celsius or more. The guards are cruel. Many reports of beatings, of sexual harassment, of torture. Women who complain are punished. Women who get sick are denied medicine. There is one doctor for 2,000 women. The food is barely edible, watery soup, old bread, sometimes rice with bugs in it. The cells are overcrowded beyond imagination. 30 women in a space meant for 8. The smell is terrible: sweat, urine, rot. The bathrooms are filthy, broken toilets that barely work, no privacy, no dignity. Women get infections, skin diseases, respiratory problems. There are rats. There are cockroaches everywhere. Political prisoners are mixed with violent criminals. Women who protested in the street are locked up with women who committed murder. Young girls arrested for not wearing hijab properly are in cells with drug addicts and thieves. There is violence. There is fighting. The guards do not protect anyone. I read a testimony from a woman who spent 2 years there. She wrote, "Every day I prayed that I would die. Death seemed better than this. I watched women lose their minds. I watched women give up hope. I watched the light go out of their eyes. Karchak does not just imprison your body, it kills your soul." Another woman wrote, "They do not let you stay human there. You become an animal just trying to survive. You stop caring about anything except getting through one more day." I imagined myself there. I saw it so clearly it was like a nightmare I was having while awake. I saw myself on that cold concrete floor in winter, trying to sleep while other women coughed and cried around me. I saw myself in the summer heat, barely able to breathe, covered in sweat, sick. I saw myself losing weight, my hair falling out from stress and malnutrition. I saw myself becoming one of those hollow-eyed women in the photos, women who looked dead even though they were still alive. And the worst part, nobody would save me. My family put me there. They would not visit. They would not care. I would be forgotten, just another woman who learned the hard way that disobedience has a price. This image haunted me. I could not eat. I could not sleep properly. Every sound outside made me jump. Every knock on the door made my heart race. I thought maybe today they will come. Maybe today the police will arrive. Maybe today my life ends. In my fear and desperation, I remembered the woman who left, the one who told me about Jesus, the one who said there was a different kind of father, a different kind of love. I wanted to understand what gave her the courage to leave everything and go. I wanted to find what made her so calm even when she was afraid. But how could I find information about Christianity in Iran? It is almost impossible. All Christian websites are blocked by the government. The few churches that exist are carefully monitored. If you are born Muslim and you try to visit a church, you will be questioned. If you are caught with a Bible, you can be arrested. If you try to convert, you risk everything. I tried anyway. Late at night, when I knew my brother would not come, I would sit with my laptop and search. I used VPN to get around the blocks, but even then, most sites did not load properly. I found fragments of information, broken pages, old forum posts where people talked in code, maybe a few verses from the Bible translated to Farsi, maybe a testimony from someone who converted. Small pieces of a puzzle I could not complete, but even those small pieces affected me. There was one verse I found that I read over and over. "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Rest. When was the last time I felt rest? When was the last time I was not carrying heavy weight on my chest? I started praying, even though I was not sure who I was praying to anymore. Not the formal prayers I learned as a child, not the ritualistic prayers 5 times a day, but desperate prayers from my heart in the dark with tears running down my face. If you are real, I would say, if you are there, if you are what she told me you are, please show me the way out. Please help me before they come. Please give me courage. Please. I did not hear a voice from heaven. I did not see a vision. I did not get a clear answer. But in the silence, in the dark, I felt something. Not peace exactly, but presence. Like someone was listening. Like I was not completely alone. And slowly, very slowly, a thought started forming in my mind. I have to leave. I cannot stay. If I stay, I will be destroyed. Either they will force me into a marriage that will kill my spirit, or they will send me to Karchak, which will kill everything else. I have to go. Once the thought was there, it would not leave. It grew stronger every day. It became the only thought that mattered. I started planning in secret. I took out the piece of paper the woman had given me, the one with the phone number, and I looked at it every day, but I was too afraid to call. What if the phone was monitored? What if it was a trap? What if I called and made everything worse? Then I thought about my late husband's savings. When he died, there was a small amount of money saved. Not much, maybe equivalent to a few $1,000s. I had kept it hidden, not touching it, thinking of it as emergency money. Now I realized this was the emergency. I had another advantage too, something I had not thought about before. I was a widow. In Iran, a widow over 18 years old has more freedom than other women. She does not need a man's permission to travel. She can apply for a passport herself. She can leave the country without a male guardian's signature. It was maybe the only small freedom Iranian law gave me. I decided to make the plan simple. I would tell my family I needed a vacation, that I needed to get away for a short time to clear my head. I would say I was going to Turkey. Many Iranians go to Turkey for shopping and vacation. It is normal. I would say maybe the distance would help me think about the marriage proposal more clearly. They might accept this excuse. And once I was in Turkey, I would not come back. I bought a bus ticket to Bazargan-Gurbulak border crossing. This is the main border between Iran and Turkey, in the northwest. The Iranian side is near Maku city. The Turkish side is near Doğubayazıt. Many people cross there every day for business and tourism. It is busy, normal, not suspicious. I packed one bag, just one small bag. A few changes of clothes, underwear, toiletries. My husband's photo. I could not leave him behind completely. My identification papers, my passport, my wedding certificate that proved I was a widow, and the money, hidden in different places in the bag in case someone robbed me. That was all. My whole life fit into one small bag. The night before I left, I walked around my apartment one last time. I looked at everything like I was memorizing it. This was where I had been a wife, where I had been happy for 4 years, where I had grieved for months, where I had been pressured and controlled and trapped. This apartment held my entire adult life so far. All the joy, all the pain, all the fear. I wondered if I would ever see it again. Part of me hoped I would not. Part of me felt sad to leave, even though I was desperate to escape. Isn't that strange? How you can hate a place and miss it at the same time? I did not sleep that night. I lay in bed watching the ceiling, watching the light change as morning came. I prayed. I cried. I thought about turning back 100 times. This is crazy, I told myself. This is too dangerous. What if something goes wrong? What if I fail? What if they catch me at the border? But then I thought about Karchak, about cold concrete floors, about losing myself in that terrible place, and I knew I had to try. At 5 in the morning, I got up. I washed my face, put on my hijab, picked up my bag. I left my apartment key on the kitchen table. I closed the door behind me for the last time. The bus station was crowded even at that early hour. Travelers, merchants, families going on vacation. I bought tea from a vendor and waited for my bus, sitting on a plastic chair, trying to look normal even though my heart was racing so fast I thought I might faint. The bus ride to the border took most of the day, hours and hours through changing landscape. First, the city sprawl of Tehran, then smaller towns, then villages, then mountains. I watched Iran pass by outside my window. Beautiful country, my country, the only home I had ever known. Mountains with snow on top, valleys with small farms, villages with mud brick houses, shepherds with their flocks on hillsides. All of it familiar, all of it mine, and I was leaving it, maybe forever. Other passengers talked and laughed. A woman with 3 small children who would not sit still. An old man reading a newspaper. A young couple holding hands when they thought nobody was looking. Normal people living normal lives, not running away, not burning all their bridges. I envied them. We arrived at the border town of Maku in late afternoon. The bus stopped at a station and everyone got out. From there, we had to walk to the actual border crossing, about 15 minutes away. I followed the crowd, clutching my bag, trying not to think about what could go wrong. The border building was gray concrete, run down, with long lines of people waiting. Iranian flags hung everywhere, posters showing the supreme leader's face, slogans about national pride and Islamic values, armed guards walking around, watching everyone. I got in line with other travelers, waited, moved forward slowly. My legs felt weak, my mouth was dry. I kept thinking they would stop me, question me, search my bag, find something wrong, send me back or arrest me right there. When I reached the counter, the guard was a young man with a beard and a bored expression. He took my passport without looking at me, flipped through the pages, looked at the photo, looked at my face. "Purpose of travel?" he asked in a monotone voice. "Tourism, shopping," I said. My voice sounded strange to my own ears. "How long?" "1 week." "Where in Turkey?" "Do Bayazit, maybe Van." These were the nearest Turkish cities. He stamped my passport, handed it back. "Next," he said. That was it. I walked through the gate, walked across the no man's land between Iran and Turkey. Just walked. And with each step, I felt like chains were falling off me, invisible chains that had been wrapped around me my whole life. At the Turkish side, another line, another guard. He barely looked at my passport, stamped it, waved me through. I was in Turkey. I stood on Turkish ground and breathed. Just breathed. Air that felt different, even though I knew that was just my imagination. But everything felt different. The sounds, the smells, the energy. I was outside Iran. For the first time in my life, I was outside the country that had controlled every aspect of my existence. Nobody was chasing me. Nobody had stopped me. Nobody even cared. I found a bus going to a bigger city and bought a ticket. I sat by the window watching the Turkish landscape, so similar to Iran, but somehow completely different because I was free here, or at least more free than I had been before. The bus was half empty. I sat alone at first, grateful for the solitude, trying to process what I had just done. I had actually left. I had actually escaped. The reality of it was starting to sink in, and with it came waves of different emotions: relief, fear, guilt, excitement, grief, all mixed together. At the next stop, more passengers got on. An older woman with shopping bags, a businessman in a suit, and a man, maybe in his 40s, carrying just a small backpack. He sat down next to me because most other seats were taken. We did not talk at first. I stared out the window. He looked at his phone. The bus started moving again. Then I glanced over and saw his phone screen as he unlocked it. The lock screen wallpaper was an image of Jesus, not hidden, not secret, right there on his phone for anyone to see. I stared. I could not help it. In Iran, you would never ever see someone with Jesus on their phone screen openly. Never. It would be too dangerous. He noticed me staring. He looked at me, then at his phone, then back at me. He smiled a little. "You are from Iran?" he asked in Turkish. I nodded. "I can tell from your clothes," he said kindly. "Don't worry, my Turkish is not good either. We can mix languages." "Your phone," I said in Farsi, then tried Turkish words. "You are Christian?" "Yes," he said simply. "I am a believer. It is the best way to live. Jesus changed my life completely." I did not know what to say. Here was this man, openly admitting his faith to a stranger, not afraid, not hiding. It was like seeing someone breathe underwater, something I thought was impossible. "You are not afraid?" I asked. He smiled wider. "I was afraid for many years. That is why I left my country too. I came from Syria. Now I am in Turkey 3 years. Here I can live my faith more openly. Not perfect, but better, much better." We talked for the rest of the bus ride. His name, I will not say it to protect him, but he told me his story, how he found faith in Syria, how he had to hide it, how he finally escaped when the war got bad, how he found a church community in Turkey, how he was working now and helping other refugees. "There are many of us," he said, "believers from Iran, from Syria, from Afghanistan, people who cannot practice their faith in their countries. So they come here. We have small groups. We meet together. We help each other." "I am not Christian," I said quickly. "I mean, I want to know more, but I am not. I have not." "That is okay," he said. "Nobody is asking you to be anything you are not ready to be. But if you want to learn, if you want to meet others, if you need help, There are people who can support you." He took out a pen and wrote an address on a piece of paper. "This is a place in the city where we meet. Small church, very simple. Mostly refugees and converts. Safe place. You can go there, just say Murad sent you." He paused. "Actually, do not say my real name. Just say you met a Syrian believer on the bus. They will understand." When he got off at his stop, he shook my hand, which was unusual, a man shaking a woman's hand, but it felt respectful, not inappropriate, and he said, "God put you on this bus. I believe this, not an accident. He is showing you the way." After he left, I sat holding that paper in my hand, staring at it like it was a treasure map. I thought about my prayer in the dark apartment in Tehran, about begging for help, for a sign, for a way out. And now here I was, out, free, and someone had just given me exactly what I needed, a direction, a connection, a next step. Maybe it was coincidence, maybe it was luck, or maybe it was an answer. I followed the address he gave me. It took me 2 days to gather courage to go there, 2 days of staying in a cheap hotel, barely eating, just thinking and praying and being afraid. But finally, I went. It was a small building in a side street, not marked clearly, just a door with a small cross symbol that you would miss if you were not looking for it. I knocked. A woman answered, middle-aged, wearing simple clothes, warm eyes. I said I met a Syrian believer on a bus who told me to come here. She smiled immediately. "Come in, sister. You are welcome." Inside was a simple room with chairs arranged in a circle. A few other people were there, women mostly, one older man. They looked at me kindly, not suspiciously. The woman who opened the door introduced herself. Again, I will not use her real name, and she said she was from Turkey, but she had worked with refugees for years. "You are safe here," she said. "You can ask anything. You can say anything. We understand what you are going through." For the first time in months, I felt like I could breathe, really breathe. They gave me tea. We sat and talked. They asked about my story but did not push when I was not ready to share everything. They told me about their own journeys. Some were born Christian, some converted. They talked about faith like it was water, like it was air, like it was the most natural thing in the world. And then someone brought out a Bible, a real Bible, in Farsi. They handed it to me. I held it in my hands, and I started crying. I could not help it. All those nights trying to find information on blocked websites, all those fragments of verses I read on broken forum pages. And here was the whole book, in my language, in my hands. "It is yours," the woman said. "Take it, read it, learn." That night in my hotel room, I read for hours. I read until my eyes burned. I started from the beginning, from Genesis. But then I skipped ahead because I wanted to find Jesus. I wanted to read his words, his stories, the accounts of what he did and said. And I found them, all the stories the woman had told me, and so many more. I read about Jesus healing people, touching lepers who nobody else would touch, eating with prostitutes and tax collectors who everyone hated. I read about him defending women, talking to them as equals, treating them with dignity. I read about him teaching that God is a loving father, not a harsh master. That God cares about mercy more than rules. That God wants relationship, not just obedience.